She posted a photo of us captioned, "My rock, he buys me everything." In reality, she was stealing from my wallet. I commented, "Actually, I'm pressing charges." Then I posted the police report for the theft. Her influencer career collapsed the moment her followers saw the truth. I, 27 male, have been dating my girlfriend for about 14 months. She's a lifestyle influencer with around 85,000 followers on Instagram. Not huge, but enough to get some brand deals and free products. She was always posting content, outfits, brunches, skincare routines, that kind of thing. When we started dating, I knew social media was her thing. I didn't love being filmed constantly, but I tolerated it because I cared about her. She'd post couple content occasionally. Us at dinner, holidays, random boyfriend does my makeup videos. Her followers seemed to like the relationship stuff. Here's where things get relevant. I'm a software engineer. I do okay. Not rich, but comfortable. My girlfriend knew this. She also knew I kept cash in my wallet because I tip in cash at restaurants, old habit from my service industry days. About 3 months ago, I started noticing my cash disappearing faster than it should. I'd withdraw $200 on Monday, and by Wednesday, I'd have $60 left with no memory of spending it. At first, I thought I was just being careless. Maybe I'd bought something and forgotten. Maybe I'd tipped more than I remembered. Then, it kept happening. Consistently, every week. I started paying closer attention. I'd count my cash before bed and count it again in the morning. Sure enough, 20s were vanishing. Always when my girlfriend stayed over, which was 4 or 5 nights a week. I didn't want to believe it. This was the woman I was considering proposing to. We'd talked about moving in together. I'd met her parents. But the math wasn't mathing. So I set up a test. I put exactly $180 in my wallet on a Friday night, 9/20s, left my wallet in the usual spot on my dresser. She stayed over. Saturday morning, I counted, 7/20s, $140, $40 gone overnight. I didn't say anything, just watched. The next weekend, same thing. $60 gone over 2 nights. The weekend after that, $80. Over the course of 2 months, I estimated she'd taken somewhere between $600 and $800 from me. Just reaching into my wallet while I slept and helping herself. I was devastated and furious, but mostly confused. She had income from her influencer stuff. Not a ton, but enough. Why steal from me? I decided to get proof before confronting her. Bought a small camera, the kind that looks like a phone charger, and positioned it facing my dresser. Felt gross doing it, but I needed to know for sure. First night with the camera, nothing. Second night, nothing. Third night, around 2 a.m., I watched the footage the next morning. There she was. Getting out of bed quietly, walking to my dresser, opening my wallet, taking out cash, counting it, taking 2 20s, putting the wallet back and returning to bed. Like she'd done it 100 times before. Routine, casual, zero hesitation. I sat with that video for 3 days. Didn't know what to do. Confront her privately? Break up quietly? Part of me still wanted to believe there was an explanation. Then she posted that photo. It was from a restaurant we'd been to the week before. Nice place, about $150 for the 2 of us. She'd posted it with the caption, "Date night with my rock, he spoils me rotten." Seriously, this man buys me everything. I'm so blessed. Boyfriends of Instagram's a spoiled #lucky girl. The comments were full of people saying how lucky she was, asking where they could find a boyfriend like me, saying I was goals. Meanwhile, she was literally stealing from my wallet. Something in me snapped, not violently, just clarity. Cold, clear clarity. I went to the police station that afternoon, showed them the video, showed them my cash withdrawal receipts, showed them my records of how much had gone missing. The officer was actually pretty helpful, said this was textbook theft, and because I had video evidence, they could move forward if I wanted to press charges. I filed the report, got a case number, got a copy of the report with her name on it. Then I went home and waited for her next post. 2 days later, she posted another photo of us. This one from a weekend trip we'd taken last month. Caption: Adventures with my favorite person. He makes everything better. I commented, Actually, I'm pressing charges for the $800 you stole from my wallet. Here's the police report. And I posted a screenshot of the report. Her full name visible, case number visible, charge, theft. Within an hour, her post had 200 comments. By the end of the day, over 1,000. Her followers were losing it. Wait, what? Is this real? She was stealing from him? This has to be fake. Girl, what did you do? She deleted the post. Then she deleted my comment from every other post I was in. Then she blocked me. But screenshots live forever. People had already shared it. It was in her comments, in DMs, being reposted on drama accounts. Her comment section turned into a war zone. She called me 23 times that night. I didn't answer. Update 1, 4 days later. The fallout has been wild. First, let me address the common questions. Yes, the police report is real. Yes, I have video evidence. Yes, this is actually happening. My now ex has been in full damage control mode. She posted a tearful Instagram story, which I saw through a friend's account since she blocked me, claiming I was manipulating the narrative and that the money was gifts that I was now weaponizing. Gifts that I was asleep for, that she took without asking, from my wallet. Her followers aren't stupid. The questions started pouring in. If they were gifts, why did he have video of you taking money at 2 a.m.? Why would he gift you cash from his wallet while sleeping? Girl, that doesn't make sense. She deleted that story within hours, then posted another one, this time claiming I was emotionally abusive and that she had to take cash because I controlled all her finances. We don't live together. We don't share any accounts. I have never once touched her money or told her what to do with it. The lie was so transparent that even her loyal followers were calling it out. Then her family got involved. Her mom called me. I actually answered this one, stupidly hoping for, an apology? An explanation? How dare you humiliate my daughter publicly like this? Ma'am, your daughter stole from me. She did not steal. You were her boyfriend. Couples share money. We don't share money. She reached into my wallet while I was sleeping and took cash without asking. Multiple times. That's theft. You're ruining her career over a few dollars. It was over $800, and her career is built on portraying a fake life. Maybe people deserve to know the truth. She called me every name in the book and hung up. Her sister sent me a long message on Instagram, I hadn't blocked anyone on my end, about how I was destroying her sister's mental health, and that influencer work was all she had, and I was taking away her livelihood. I responded, maybe she shouldn't have stolen from me then. Blocked. The brand situation has been interesting. She had partnerships with a few small skincare and clothing companies. Not huge deals, but they paid. Within 3 days of the police report going public, 2 of them had quietly removed her from their websites. No announcements, just gone. Her discount codes stopped working. One company actually posted a statement saying they were ending their partnership due to conduct inconsistent with their values. They didn't name her directly, but everyone knew. Her follower count started dropping. Not dramatically at first, she went from about 85,000 to 82,000 in the first few days. But the engagement tanked. Her new posts were getting half the likes they used to. Comments were either hate or silence. Meanwhile, I've been getting DMs from people I don't know. Yo, I used to follow her and she seemed so fake. This confirms it. King behavior, honestly. Bro, you should have handled this privately, though. She deserved it, don't feel bad. Mixed opinions. Some people think I went too far by posting publicly. I get that. But here's my thinking. She built her platform on portraying our relationship as aspirational. My rock. He buys me everything. So blessed. That was all based on theft. Her followers were admiring something that was literally criminal. They deserved to know. The police stuff is moving slowly, as expected. I have a meeting with a detective next week to go over the evidence formally. My ex was apparently contacted about the charges and has hired a lawyer. I don't know the details. The legal stuff is separate from the social media chaos. Her lawyer sent me a cease and desist letter demanding I remove all posts referencing her and delete the screenshot of the police report. They're claiming defamation. I forwarded it to an attorney friend. He laughed. Truth is an absolute defense against defamation. If she actually stole from you, and you have video evidence, she has no case. They're trying to scare you. I'm not scared. I'm just tired. But I'm not backing down either. Update 2 weeks later. Things escalated in ways I didn't expect. After the cease and desist went nowhere, my ex tried a different approach. She went on a podcast, one of those drama channels that covers influencer scandals. I guess she figured if she controlled the narrative, she could spin this her way. The interview was about 40 minutes. I didn't watch it live, but someone sent me the recording. Her version, I was financially controlling and monitored her spending obsessively. She needed cash because I made her feel guilty every time she bought anything. The wallet incidents were her taking what she needed to survive. She painted herself as a victim of financial abuse who was now being publicly shamed for protecting herself. It was masterful manipulation. If I didn't know the truth, I might have believed her. But here's what she didn't know. I'd been documenting everything since I first noticed the missing cash. Receipts, bank statements, timestamps, and I still had the video. The podcast host reached out to me for my side of the story. At first, I said no. I didn't want to turn this into more drama. But then I realized she was telling lies to tens of thousands of people, lies that painted me as an abuser. So I said yes. I came on with documentation, not just the theft video, but everything. Bank statements showing I never had access to her accounts, texts where she thanked me for buying her dinner and gifts, texts that didn't sound like someone being financially controlled, screenshots of her asking me for money, which I gave, and then stealing anyway. A timeline showing the thefts happened during our happiest months, not during some period of survival. I didn't raise my voice, didn't get emotional, just presented facts. The host was visibly uncomfortable by the end. She'd clearly expected me to be defensive. Instead, I was calm, documented, and truthful. So just to be clear, she said, you have video evidence of her taking cash from your wallet while you were asleep? Yes. And she never asked for this money? Never. Not once. And you filed a police report? Yes. The case is ongoing. The interview dropped 2 days later. The response was overwhelming. Her original podcast interview had gotten maybe 50,000 views. Mine got over 200,000 in the first 48 hours. The comments were brutal. For her. She really went on a podcast and lied when he has video evidence? This is wild. She fumbled so hard. He stayed so calm. That's how you know he's telling the truth. Her career is done. Her follower count, which had stabilized around 78,000, started dropping again. By the end of the week, she was at 71,000, then 65,000. The hemorrhaging was real, but here's where it gets legally interesting. The detective called me, said they'd reviewed everything and were moving forward with charges. Misdemeanor theft, based on the total amount and the video evidence. She'd been formally charged. My ex's lawyer reached out to mine. Yes, I actually got a lawyer at this point, to discuss a resolution. They wanted to know if I'd consider dropping charges in exchange for restitution plus a public apology. I thought about it. The money wasn't really the point, but accountability was. My counter, full restitution of $820, my documented estimate, a public statement admitting she stole from me with no caveats or excuses, and an acknowledgement that her previous claims of financial abuse were false. Her lawyer said they'd get back to me. Final update, 5 weeks later. It's over. Mostly. After 2 weeks of negotiation, My ex agreed to a deal. Here's what happened. She paid me $820 in restitution. Transferred directly, documented. She posted a public statement. Not the mealy-mouthed, "I'm sorry you felt that way" nonsense. An actual admission. Her lawyer fought hard against the wording, but I wouldn't budge. The final statement read, "I want to address the situation with my ex-boyfriend. I took money from his wallet without his knowledge or permission on multiple occasions. This was wrong. My previous statements suggesting he was financially controlling were not accurate. I take full responsibility for my actions and have made full restitution. I am deeply sorry for the harm I caused. In exchange, I agreed to drop the criminal charges and not pursue civil action. Some people thought I should have pushed for more. Let the charges go to trial. Made her face the full legal consequences. I get it. But here's the reality. Criminal trials take forever, cost money, and the outcome is never guaranteed. A misdemeanor theft charge probably would have resulted in probation and maybe community service. The public accountability she'd already faced, and would continue to face, was arguably worse. Plus, I just wanted it to be over. Her public statement went up on a Tuesday afternoon. By Wednesday morning, it had been screenshotted, shared, and discussed across multiple platforms. The admission of theft, coming from her own account, was impossible to spin. Her follower count, which had recovered slightly to about 68,000 after the drama died down, dropped to 54,000 within a week of the statement. The comments on the post were a mix of people accepting her apology and people calling her out. At least she admitted it, I guess. Girl, how do you even come back from this? She only apologized because she got caught. Respect for taking accountability, but yikes. The brands that had dropped her didn't come back. New partnerships didn't materialize. Her engagement rate tanked. She went from posting daily to posting maybe twice a week. The lifestyle content felt hollow now that everyone knew the spoiled girlfriend aesthetic was built on theft. I heard through mutual friends that she'd started looking for regular jobs. Apparently, the influencer income had dried up enough that she needed actual employment. I don't take joy in that. It's just what happened. Her family still hates me. Her mom apparently told people at their church that I ruined her daughter's life over nothing. Her sister unfollowed everyone who still followed me. I don't care about any of that. What I do care about is this. I was being stolen from by someone I loved and trusted. When I found out, I had a choice. I could have confronted her privately, broken up quietly, and let her continue building her platform on lies. Or I could tell the truth. I chose truth. Some people think the public call-out was too much, that I should have handled it privately. And maybe they're right. Maybe there was a version of this where I quietly ended things and moved on. But she was actively profiting from the narrative that I was her generous provider. Every "he buys me everything" post was a lie monetized. Her followers, her brand partners, everyone, they were being deceived. I don't regret exposing that. The weirdest part of all this? I miss her sometimes. Not the version of her that stole from me, but the version I thought I knew. The one who made me laugh, who I could talk to for hours, who I genuinely saw a future with. That person maybe never existed, or maybe she did, and the stealing was just one part of a complicated person. I don't know. I probably never will. What I do know is that I'm not anyone's ATM. I'm not a prop for someone's curated life. And I'm not going to stay silent when someone wrongs me just because exposing them is uncomfortable. A few people have asked if I'd date an influencer again. Honestly, I don't know. The constant documentation of everything, the performance of relationships, the pressure to be content, it's exhausting. But I'm not going to write off an entire category of people based on one bad experience. For now, I'm just taking a break, working on myself, spending time with friends who knew the real situation and supported me through it. Trying to remember that not everyone is going to steal from me while I sleep. It's a low bar, but apparently that's where we're at. To everyone who followed this mess, thanks for listening. Thanks for the support. Thanks for the people who challenged me too. You made me think harder about whether I was doing the right thing. I think I was. But I guess history will judge. One last thing. If you're in a relationship and something feels off, trust your gut. Count your cash. Set up a camera if you need to. Don't let someone make you feel crazy for noticing the truth. The truth always comes out eventually. Might as well be on your terms. Peace.